In this panel I should be looking at three sources that explain the reason for Netilat Yadayim, the washing of the hands upon awakening. One, a simple pshat balabatish type explanation, another a remez, and a third relying upon the Kabbalistic tradition. This washing of the hands is not equated with the taking of a shower each morning. Its function is a preparation for tefillah, and hence it is somewhat of a spiritual act, evidenced by the fact that we make a bracha over this washing, describing it as asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav, a mitzvah. A balabatisha explanation is that before one presents him or herself to the outside world, one must remove aspects that might be perceived to be objectionable, clothing, personal hygiene, etc. There is a spiritual counterpart that during the night the hands often touch those parts of the body that would require a rewash, and for this reason we wash before undertaking a communication with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Bet Yosef refers to this spiritual impurity as a ruach ra'ah, literally an evil spirit. In the words of the Bet Yosef, Yudaktek la'arot aleim mayim Gimel Pa'amim, that for the Netilat Yadayim of the morning one must be careful to pour upon them, the hands, water. This should be done 3 times, alternatively, in order to lahavir ruach ra'ah, to remove the ruach ra'ah, however one understands this term, shishora aleihem, that is resting upon the hands caused by the sleep. The ruach ra'ah argument will also be used in the third explanation for the Netilat Yadayim upon awakening. A second reason for the Netilat Yadayim prior to Tefillah is that it is a remez for the significance of Tefillah that mimics the avodah of the Beit HaMikdash. Prior to the avodah, the Kohanim were required to undertake a washing of their hands and feet. This washing came from a kiyor, a fountain-like structure that was located alongside the Mizbeach and outside of the Heichal. Shemot 30, which has the instructions for the making of the kiyor, states that V'rachatzu Aharon banav mimeno, that Aaron and his sons, and presumably all later generations, shall wash et yedehem vet raglehem, their hands and feet, mimeno, from it referring to the kiyor, and that rather than dipping their hands into the basin to wash their hands, the Kohanim poured water from it, from the kiyor, upon their hands. And this was similar to the way we do the washing today, both the washing before tefillah and the washing for bread. This is based upon the wording of the text, that the Kohanim washed their hands and feet mimeno, from it, and not in it. In the post-Churban period, Tefillah replaced the Avodah, and therefore just as prior to the Avodah the Kohen washed his hands and feet, so too prior to Tefillah we wash our hands from a keli with a bracha asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al Netilat Yadayim.